Hi everyone, this is the second part of the Chapter 4 walkthrough for the lab, and I want to correct something that I did at the end of the first movie. I mistakenly made back at step number 2 for task 3. We really want to come down here to 4 and make 4's predecessor number 3, okay? Does that make sense? More than the way I did it before. So we want to, planning complete can't be done until design and order marketing is done. So those two are linked. If you look over at your Gantt chart, you can see that nicely represented. So now we're going to do step 3, which is to link all subtasks under public launch phase. So that's all of these. We're going to do it once. So I'm going to click on the first task, press my shift, and click on the last one. I'm going to come up to the schedule group on the task on the ribbon and click on the link. And I'm going to do that for a second. Watch this start for step number 9, task number 8, where it has about 2 weeks. Once I link those together, project has enough information now to determine a start and finish date for that. So instead of having the verbiage there as a reminder that we have to get information, we now have these linked together, and a date can be determined for the start date. So that's one of the really nice things about linking the tasks and having them automatically linked, so that those things will automatically update when you manipulate them. So we're going to click on or link task 4. So planning completing to task 6. So let's go to 6 and let's see what they want us to do. Distribute by using your mouse on the Gantt chart portion. Oh, okay, let's do that. So what I want to do is take this milestone here, that's this, right? Planning complete. I'm going to click and I'm going to drag it down to this step 6. So I'm click it to task 6. When I let go, my tasks all move down in my Gantt chart. These start and stop days change. And I get the little, on the Launch Public web portal, the finish date has a red line on it. So if you put your cursor on it, it'll give you the tooltip that says there's a potential scheduling problem. We'll right click to see the issue. Okay, so that's another thing to look at. All right, so we're on step 5. So the Lucerne marketing team has reported that it's an estimate for task 3 should have a 2-week duration. Change the duration of task 3, right, to 2 weeks. So I want to click in task 3 and where it has check with marketing. So now marketing's got back to us, and we're going to, I don't want to do it that way. Let's just click that up. We're going to go to, what is it? 2 weeks. Or I can come here and we can do it this way, whichever way you want. Okay. So I have 2 weeks for task number 3. So now we're going to adjust task 8. So if you read right above that, it says in the next step, you will force project to adjust the manually scheduled task to honor its predecessor task while leaving it still manually scheduled. So we're still leaving it manually scheduled, but because we're going its predecessor for task 8 is task 7, right? If we control task 7, then task 8 will follow, okay? So we need to adjust task 8 so that it respects its predecessor task. So doing that involves, in the schedule group, this respect link. So what you would do is select the manually scheduled. So that would be this task, right? And then come up here to schedule and say respect link, right? And look at, let me undo that so you can watch this while I do it. See, this is way before up here. So like, do you see the blue line? It goes way back here. So we're going to say on this manually scheduled task to respect the link. And then all of the tasks from that point on are adjusted to respect the links between the tasks. All right, let's take a minute to save, and then we're going to check the plan's duration and finish date. So for the scenario for this is the plan for the new book launch is helping the team get organized. You frequently are asked to provide currently scheduled duration and finish date for the book launch. So using this, we're going to try and see how you can do that. So in timeline view, so right up here, right, there's timeline. Note the plan's start date and finish date, right? So we have it starting January 9th, 2023, and it's finishing February 7th, 2023. So another place that we can do that is to go to the project tab, back where we did the project information. We're going to click on that, and you'll see the start date and then the finish date is listed there. Because I have my timeline up, you can actually see it very clearly there also. So next, look at the duration information in more detail in the project statistics dialog box. So we're going to come down here and click on statistics. It's going to bring this up. So for this project, we have not created a baseline or put in actual, so there's no variance. But this would be the screen that you would go at to look at. Remember, we talked about setting a baseline. That's your anticipated timeline for the project. That would be set as your baseline. And then as you adjust and your times change, your durations change, that would be your actual, and then it would show you your variance there. Same thing, we haven't put any costs or work or any of that in here. But this would be a place where you would look at that statistics, okay? All right. So step number 4 says display the project summary task in the Gantt chart view. So I'm just going to click over here on the Gantt chart, which has Gantt chart tools format up here. Click on format. And then we're just going to click on this project summary task, and we're going to watch what happens here. Right? So now we have just summary tasks listed. Let me open that up. Right? Close. Open. Close. Okay. So page 77. Document task information. You have some details about a task, a few tasks in the new book launch that you want to record in the plan. This helps you later by keeping details right in the plan and is valuable for any of the project stakeholders who might want to work in it. So add the note, get recipient list from publicist to task number 6. So I'm going to scroll this over here. Well, I don't need to go that far. Okay, so task 6. Let's get to task 6. And then we're going to come up here to the task tab, right? And then we're going to find the properties group and find notes. So we're going to click on that, and we're going to type get recipient. Maybe if I can type get recipient list from the publicist. Okay. So now I have in this little information column, I've got a little note there that's attached to this. It's a piece of information about it. So if you point to it, the note appears in a tooltip, right? All right. Display the project summary tasks. Okay, so we wanted to be in the project summary task. So just to remind you, we went over to Gantt chart format. We're going to click on project summary task, and now we have this line 0. If you put your cursor there, you'll see that is the text that you put in the comments when we first started this. Okay, so we want to add to task 8 a hyperlink. So we're going to put that on task 8. So we're going to click on the task name, and I'm going to right click and find so I'm going to right click and then find link. It doesn't actually say hyperlink. And then this is very similar if you've done this in Word or any of the others. We're going to, oh, I lost my page. Where did I go? Okay, so we're selecting a, it's going to be an existing file or web page. The text that we're going to display is add to Spring catalog here, and then the address is going to be http://www.lucernpublishing.com. We're going to go ahead and say OK, and then over here in our information we now have a link, so we can attach that link to these tasks. Okay, so when you get this done, you would save this and then submit this simple build task list file to the assignment folder, right? So this would be part 2. So you would submit the simple plan from part 1 and simple build task list from part 2. All right, guys, thank you. Give me a email or give me a text, send me a text if you have any problems.